Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gary Cantrell podcast. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for taking some time to stop by and hang out with me, make me a part of your day. Really appreciate that. Today, I'm going to talk all about Instagram. Yes, there's a podcast that I'm dedicating to Instagram once and for all. There have been some questions about kind of the direction that my page has gone and things of that nature. And I just want to address all these things in one easy, quick podcast so we can all be on the same page together. And if that sounds good with you, sounds good to me. And again, I appreciate you being here. About almost 4 years ago now, I had this Instagram, and I had the Instagram before I started going like health and fitness and weight loss and stuff like that. I didn't post a lot on it, but I had it. But about 4 years ago almost, I made like a concerted effort to make my Instagram page about health and fitness, weight loss, things of that nature. And it was really in an attempt to, number one, document the journey that I was on. And number two, to reach a bunch of people and show them that, you know, an average dude like me who doesn't believe in any sort of, you know, products or bullshit marketing about health and fitness, showing a regular guy going through the process and showing you my results. And I posted this journey. I made a lot of new friends. And over the time, I accumulated about 7,300 followers, I think, before I really made the change and into the direction I'm in now. And last year, like many people, not everybody, some people handled it better than others. I was one of the people that did not handle it so well. But, you know, this little thing called the pandemic struck, and it really kind of threw my entire life into a whirlwind. And as a result, you know, I kind of got off the health and fitness train, and I just kind of just been living life. And as a result, you know, I don't really feel compelled to post content about something I'm not doing. I think that would make sense to a lot of people listening. It's common sense, right? If you're not, you know, doing a certain thing, you don't post about it. Right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. So as a result, you know, over the course of the last year, I'm up about 20 to 25 pounds. And, you know, some days are better than others when it comes to thinking about it, but it's a situation I'm in, and I am, I don't know, I don't want to say okay with it, but I understand the path I went down. And I'm in full understanding of why I'm at where I'm at. And I know that when I'm ready to start doing some things again, that I can just pick it right back up and go right back into it. Now, if anything, just a side note, a sidebar, because this really could be its own podcast about, you know, kind of getting out of the health area. It could kind of be like its own podcast, but really, I know exactly the things that I should be doing, and I know the limitations in my mind that prevent me from doing them. And so as a result, I'm just not in that space right now. So I feel, and if you guys want a separate podcast on that, we're happy to do that. Or if you want to talk one-on-one, happy to do that as well. But I know essentially exactly what I should be doing. I know how I got to where I was before, and I know how to get back there. There's just a number of things going on in my life right now that are kind of keeping me from participating in that space. And that's just the situation. I'm aware of it, and when I'm ready to tackle it, I'm going to tackle it. But as it pertains to the Instagram, I really felt like if I'm not going to be doing these things, I shouldn't be posting about these things. And as a result, right before the clock struck midnight in 2021, I decided to completely wipe my feed and start back at zero. So I went in and I archived over 2,000 posts of what I would say is probably 95 to 97% of health and fitness stuff. Just took them right off my feed. And two reasons. Number one, it doesn't really speak true to what I'm doing now. And number two is people, those posts were so optimized for discovery. So people would look up Planet Fitness or whatever and see posts, or they would look up hashtags and see posts. And some of my posts were ranking in those various hashtags and locations. And as a result, new people would find me. And I just don't want them to come onto a page that has nothing to do with that anymore. And so that they're wasting a follow, essentially. At this point, I only want people on my Instagram that want to be there. That's what I want. You're always going to have the follow for follow people, the people that, they follow, they see if you follow, and if you don't follow, they unfollow. And I don't care about any of that. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. I also understand that people that aren't into some of the stuff I'm doing now are obviously going to drop off because they're seeing stuff that doesn't really speak to what they're trying to do. And I get that. I understand that. And I say, you know what, if you look at, the videos I'm making now that have absolutely nothing to do with health and fitness, and you say, I'm not really getting anything from this, I need to unfollow. If you think that to yourself, I have no problem with that. I encourage it, actually. I actually went down from 7,300 to, I think I'm at 68 or just below 6,800 now. And I can't tell you how much better that makes me feel. And that sounds crazy because some of the circles I'd run in, or people that I follow like on YouTube that are talking about, how to boost your Instagram in 2021, how to engage and get more followers and boost your following. And at this point, I really don't care about any of that. I'm not trying to grow a following over there necessarily. My priority lies this year and going forward with video creation. And of course, podcasts here and there as well. That's the plan. But the video is at the forefront because I firmly believe that the more time that I invest in video, the better that I'm going to get at filming and the better that I'm going to get at editing. And so the more that I make, the better that I will get. And I'm going to learn a lot along the way too. And that's just where I'm at. So the idea really is to create videos for Instagram, for YouTube, that are not Gary and Larry's Edible Adventures, like stuff that is just me, and posting these things because I want to make them, and two, because they're either entertainment or they are educational. There's the other word I was looking for, which actually I made an IGTV video talking about that very thing about a month or two ago. I talked about that very thing. I really wanted to make an effort on my Instagram to either be educational or entertainment. And sometimes if you can walk the line between both, that's a good place to be. And again, I understand that people will drop off because I'm not talking about the things that they want to hear about. There are people that have, and there's nothing wrong with this, by the way, but there are people that have these accounts on Instagram that are fitness based, and they only want to see stuff about health and fitness and weight loss, and I completely understand and respect that. There are also people that I have made friends with that I can talk to about non-weight loss stuff that I feel like would hang around. I would think that they would, and that's great. And if they want to go, I understand that too. But I really just wanted to make it perfectly clear so that people understand, number one, why my posts disappeared at the beginning of the year, and why there's no more Transformational Tuesday or Face-to-Face Friday or Motivational Monday on my page anymore. And that is simply it. I am not actively participating in that space right now, and I don't want to post about it. But also, when the time comes, and it will come, when I inevitably get back into that space on a personal level and I start participating in activities that are within that space, I don't really, outside of a random post here and there, you won't really see a lot of that over there, because I don't want that page, my Instagram page, I don't want that to be known for just weight loss stuff, for health and fitness stuff. It's just not, it's not where my vision is for this page. I'll tell you exactly what the vision is. And I mentioned some of this in that video about a month or two ago, which is still up. So if you go on my page, you'll only see 8 or 9 posts. But if you go to the IGTV tab, there's still a bunch of old videos there. And I'm leaving all those up, by the way. There's a bunch of those videos up. And in one of them about a month or two ago, I talked about kind of like my plan going forward with Instagram to be educational or entertainment or both. And then the occasional ad, because I do work with like Everyman Jack, and I'm talking to a couple of other brands that want to potentially collaborate. So those things will be sprinkled in, but it's always my goal to kind of mix them in. So it's not just like ad. It's like, here's a couple of, your regular type posts. And then, oh, by the way, here's an ad. So I never want to make it overwhelmingly like ad based or anything like that. So really the goal is, I think, on the Instagram to be mostly video, because I really enjoy those, and the feedback that I've gotten on them so far has actually been very, very good. I haven't really got a lot of kickback from even like the health and fitness people on the stuff I posted. I mean, I've noticed quietly people have gone away. A couple people have reached out and said, hey, you're not really doing this, I got to punch out. And I respect that, and that's totally fine. So the videos, I really want to make mostly videos on my Instagram, little vlogs, short vlogs, something that's ideally under 10 minutes. And if I had my way, under 5, really, if the edit permits it, under 5, to where it's a good video, because I just don't want to, waste people's time, really. I like, even this podcast, I'm at 11 minutes and I already got anxiety because I feel like I've been going on for too long. Like, I've really, kind of studied analytics on my pages, whether it be the YouTube or be Instagram, and really the attention span of people. And I just want to be more respectful of people's time. So, short videos, vlog type videos, some photos here and there, probably my dog, my hot ass wife, or, a random photo of me kind of doing what I do, whether that be video or podcasting. I did not make a video of this podcast because I'm kind of in limbo right now in my studio space, where I'm kind of like rearranging everything, and I want to update the look of it. And when I get all that done, I'm going to go back to doing video podcasts as well. So that way you have an option if you want to do audio or video. That's probably more for another podcast. So that's basically what you can expect going forward. But I wanted to just clear that air so that you understand why my posts vanished, why there's no health and fitness stuff, and why I'm posting what I'm posting in 2021. And in closing, if you want to be a part of that, I really appreciate it. And, believe me, if you're somebody that's listening that found me through the health and fitness weight loss community, I still support you. And I appreciate if you're still supporting me. And that's all good stuff. And if you feel like you got to go, it's fine. It's not a problem. But I wanted to make that clear, because I just want people ultimately to come on my page and see the stuff that I feel compelled to post, and not feel under the pressure to post inspirational or health and fitness type content, because that's just not really where my head's at. And for those of you that are wondering about when that's going to, happen again and all that, believe me, I've gone through a year. Let me tell you, I'll put it like that. I've gone through a hell of a year, and I will be back. I'm just not in that space right now. And like I said, we can make that a separate podcast. If that's something that you really want, and I actually want to hear from people, if you want to hear a detailed kind of 10, 15-minute podcast about my health and fitness 2020 into 2021 and going on and where I'm at with all that, let me know, and we'll do a podcast for that. But I wanted to keep this centered around Instagram and kind of my strategy behind it, so that everybody understands and we're all on the same page. I think I said that already, probably a couple of times. So that's how I know it's time to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I'll talk to you on the next podcast. See ya.